Today, we're going to be talking on the theme love bombing. This is one of the tools that narcissists and egopaths use in order to groom their prey. Love bombing is a grooming technique. So what are we really talking about here? When we talk about egopaths, which is the term that I use to refer to what's commonly referred to as narcissists, which are these individuals that want to prey on other people, that try to take power away from other people and plunder the natural resources of other people. So they want to take your time, your energy, your attention, your love, your body, your money, your car, your house, your children. These are people who exist in the world that are not content with what they have. They feel that they also need to take what you have. They're hungry for control. And what makes them particularly different is their lack of empathy, because they do not care how it makes you feel when they do whatever they have to do to move themselves into a position of control. And they are always jockeying for this position of control. So you know these people. They're your boss, your mother, your father, your cousins. You might have a brother or sister like this. In fact, many empaths have brothers and sisters that are narcissistic because egopathy or narcissism comes from the same place that the empath comes from. And we'll talk a little bit about that. But these individuals can be your own parents. In fact, again, many empaths came into the world or came to be these trauma survivors they are because the trauma came from their traumatizing, abusive, encroaching parents. And so if you were raised by parents that were harsh in the way of giving care, overly strict, or abandoning, not consistent in their showing of love. You may have also had egopathic parents. But all narcissists across the board use this tactic, this technique of love bombing in order to draw their prey in and to groom their prey for future abuse. So what is this love bombing that we speak of? Well, just like it sounds like, they're dropping bombs of love. They're actually giving you so much attention, making you feel so desired, making you feel important through their comments, through their compliments. They are, if they never called you before, they're calling you now. If they never texted you before, they're texting you now. And this can look different depending on who's doing it, but it's something that they're doing to make you feel loved and make you see them as being good. The whole objective of the love bombing process is to get you to see them the way they want you to see them. So let's look at how this is different according to who it is in your family, right? Because if it's a parent that's doing the love bombing, you'll see the gifts and the generosity start coming in, right? Or normally they always talk to your sister and they're close to your sister, but now all of a sudden they're making you feel like you're the one who they want to talk to and who gets to be in on all the tea, right? So parents have a way of playing favorites and then trying to pit their children against each other when they are narcissistic or egopathic. And so you have to watch out for that when you recognize that your parents are all of a sudden being so kind, so generous, when normally it seems like they're not consistent in this type of loving behavior. If it's a husband or a boyfriend, again, it's the attention that he's suddenly giving you. It's the love and it's the compliments that he's giving you. Narcissistic men understand that they can get at the women in their lives through the words that they speak. So all of a sudden, there's going to be all kinds of promises and future faking. The future faking is where you're going shopping for the engagement ring, but he doesn't have any intention on getting you an engagement ring. He's got you shopping for apartments, but he doesn't have any intention on moving in with you. He's got you thinking that we're about to do something and move our future forward. Finally, I am going to change. It is all going to be different. when really he has no intention on providing you any of those things and actually coming through on these promises. That's future faking. And so these narcissistic egopathic men will use this to get you to relax, to get you involved, and they will groom you with this behavior to get you feeling like maybe this is the man that I fell in love with. Maybe this is the man of my dreams. Maybe there is a future here, so that they can ultimately get what they really want from you in the end, which is for you not to leave them or for you to hold on and to stay put right here where they can continue to use you and abuse you. If you're dealing with a narcissistic wife or girlfriend, these women will suddenly become interested in you and respectful of you and wanting to spend that time and wanting to spend that attention. Suddenly they're cooking when they normally don't care about cooking anything for you. Suddenly they're interested in your interests when normally they don't really care about your interests. Suddenly they're full of compliments when normally they just tear you down. It's at these moments you have to be aware, because they may be using their tactic. They may be using the strategy of love bombing. Right? So whoever this is in our life that's utilizing this strategy, what is it really that they're trying to do, and why would they be doing this? Egopaths, narcissists have one goal in mind, and that is domination. They want control. They're doing this because they sense that you might be pulling away, that they might lose you, or that there's something they need from you. So now is the time that they've realized, okay, I got to get in there and I got to make sure that she's really groomed up and greased up, right? And she's all buttered up. It is a tactic. They are looking at you and thinking about what they can take from you. Again, for you as an empath, because you don't think about taking other people's resources, you don't even realize you have resources that other people are interested in. But you do. You do. There are other people who are interested in using your attention, using your body, using your looks, using your talents, using your energy in terms of the work that you put in. These are all your natural resources. These are valuable to people. And it doesn't come to your mind that people want this, but they actually do. And with egopaths and narcissists, they are willing to kill for what you have. And that seems so strange to us. See, because if you're not a narcissistic egopathic person, you never think of harming anyone, especially not for some selfish reason. And so it's foreign to you that they would think this way. But please understand, in order to keep yourself safe, you must grasp you have something of value. You have something that they want. They want to take from you. So be aware of what it is that they might be trying to seek or gain. Are they after some money this time? Are they after your body? What is it they want? Could it be real love? You see, when we're starting to feel desired from the narcissist and they're really pouring into us, we start to think, maybe they're a good person. Maybe I'm the crazy one because I was getting all upset the other week about this and that, but now they're being so nice. Could it be real love that they're bombing me with? It doesn't matter to me what you call it, but you have to recognize that there is a selfish gain. There is something they want to get from you, okay? So you can let go of any fantasy or idea that they are just coming with some unselfish concern and passion for you. That's not what it is. It is always selfish gain for them. Is that always the case with narcissists? Yes. It is that simple. So that'll make it very simple for you. Because we're always trying to figure out what the narcissist's intention is and what their angle is. Their angle is always to manipulate, which is to control. Everything they say to you and do to you is a manipulation. If they say, morning, honey, that's a manipulation. Because a narcissist has no desire to greet you unless they think that they can get something out of you. This is the only reason they're greeting you, because they are manipulating you. They are in the love bombing phase at that moment. That's why they're greeting you. That's how deep the manipulation goes for ecopathic persons, because it's in every interaction. If they hug you, if they kiss you, if they make love to you, if they cook for you, if they go to work for you, if they give you money, an egopathic person, a narcissist, is always doing it with the thought, how am I getting on top so that I am going to be the one who is dominant and I am in control? How can I manipulate this person? That is their every thought. So if you're ever wondering, why did my mom say I'm the only child she could trust? Don't ask that. It is always a manipulation. If your mom is a narcissist, it is a manipulation. It's that simple. She's manipulating you. Don't say, why did my husband lay all of these roses all over the table? You don't have to ask that question. If he's a narcissist, it's always a manipulation. But he said this time it's different. This time he's never going to yell at me again. He's never going to hit me again. He said he's really, really changing. And he has changed, because I remember back 6 years ago when he was violent, physically violent. Then he said he never hit me again. And he really never hit me after that. He's been verbally abusive, but he really stopped hitting me after a while. So I really feel like change is possible with these narcissists, Roman. I think you don't understand. In the case of my husband, I think he really is going to change. Narcissists have the capability to change, but they don't change. It's not because they're not capable like other humans. It's because they don't have pure intentions. That's why they don't change. They do not accept that there could be something wrong with them. That's why they don't change. It's not that they can't change, it's that they won't. It's not pure intent. They do not have pure intent toward you. One of the big reasons why your narcissist is not going to change is because this works for them. So they may have realized they needed to stop physically hitting you because it was going to get them in trouble. So since it wasn't working for them, that's why they stopped it. But the fact that they know that they can continue to verbally and mentally abuse you, they will continue to do it because it works for them. In their minds, from where they come from, it works. It works in this world to be a bully. You get more stuff that you want. And that's the way they think, and that's the way they act. And now, why would they give up the one thing they are good at that they have been practicing since they were 4 years old? Why would they give this up? Maybe they've been practicing since 2, since before they remember. Why would they give this up? They're not even in touch anymore on what reality is versus what their lie is, because it's always a lie, because they always come from the standpoint of, how can I manipulate this person to get what I want? Again, they've been doing this since they were 2. So it's not even really clear to them what's true anyway. Does this mean we should feel sorry for them because they had childhood trauma and they don't know any better? No, they're humans, they're intelligent, they can figure out their trauma like anyone else, and they can get the help like anyone else, but they generally do not. So do not put hope that your narcissist is going to change by you being there and staying with them, because that's not going to work. Their best chance of growing and changing is you leaving them and everyone else leaving them, because typically when narcissists do show up for therapy, it's because they've lost everything. So you have to protect yourself. So what's the number one way we can protect ourselves from love bombing? The number one way to protect yourself from love bombing is to remove yourself physically from the presence of a narcissist for as long as possible. Yes, this means if you're living in your parents' household and you're over 18, you would move out of your parents' household. Easier said than done? Yes. But I urge you, prioritize your emotional and mental health over your financial stability. We're all struggling out here. We're all wondering how we're going to be able to make the bills and pay the rent. You can handle the struggle just like everyone else can. Sometimes narcissistic parents try to convince you that you would not be able to handle the struggle, that everyone else might be able to handle the struggle, but you are uniquely unqualified to care for yourself. Why do they do this? It's always a manipulation. It's always a manipulation. Of course, they're going to tell you that so that you stay and they continue to have power over you. They want you to rely upon them. They want you to need them so that they can keep you right where you are. Narcissistic parents are toxic. They are dangerous. Separate yourselves. Well, does that mean I need to break up with my girlfriend, my boyfriend? Yes, you need to remove yourself physically. You need to separate from the narcissist. That means moving into another house. If you're already in another house, blocking them, getting them off your telephone. If you got to move to another city, you have to separate physically to keep yourself safe from these predators, because they are looking to trick you and bring you back in and to groom you and send you some messages and make you think everything's different. So you have to recognize it as a manipulation. What about if you're married? If you have a spouse that is cheating, that is abusive, you need to, at minimum, separate yourself from your spouse. Sometimes survivors think in terms of, okay, I get it. I need to get a divorce. A divorce is a legal proceeding. A divorce is a lawsuit. Don't worry right now about the legal proceeding. Worry first about your health, protecting your health. If you have an abusive spouse, you need to protect your health. How do you do that? By separating yourself, which means you need to move out of a narcissist's house. You need to move out of the abusive environment. Separate. When you are out, then you can worry about legal proceedings, such as a divorce. And you can talk to a lawyer, you can talk to professionals to get that situated. But the first thing you need to do is protect yourself, your physical health, your mental health, your mind and your body. They're the most important things you have. It is your job to protect them. It is not another person's job to protect them. It is your job. It's your responsibility. So step up to the plate and recognize whose job it is to protect you. But what if it's a situation where we cannot move out? It's just a literal impossibility. There's no way. You can't move out of the house. Or you are going to move out, but you're working on it. and you need a little bit of time. And so during this time, how do you keep yourself safe while you're still there? In order to keep yourself safe from a narcissist, you have to understand what the narcissist is after. I once heard the term energy vampire. I think this is, I understand that's a very fitting term for an ego path or a narcissist. But ultimately, it is your energy that is in danger. It is your energy that needs to be protected. Because when we talk about your emotional health and your mental health, all of that exists in the energy realm. That's not in the physical realm. So recognizing that what's in danger is your energy, then the number one way you can protect yourself, and you can protect yourself immediately from a narcissist, is to separate yourself energetically from the narcissist. You have to cut them off from your energy. How do you do that? How do you protect your energy? Well, your energy exists in a few forms. You have your thoughts. Your thoughts are energy. And you have your emotions. Your emotions are energy, right? And so information is also energy, right? Data, because information is just transmitted, right, from person to person and exists in thought form. So the information you have about yourself are thoughts, and all that is energy. So to protect yourself from a love bombing, grooming, narcissistic predator, you must cut off all information to your information and your emotions. I repeat, in order to protect your energy, you must cut off all access to your information and your emotions. So this means that you're no longer giving them any information about what you're thinking, about what you know, or about what you're doing, or what you're going to do, or what you did. You see? Can you see how it starts getting harder to abuse you, right? When your predator doesn't know what you did, they don't know what you're going to do, they don't know what you're thinking, and they don't know what you know. They've been using those things as their way of abusing you. They know what you did, and they can tell you what a complete, filthy, terrible person you are for having done that. They can call you all kinds of names because of what you did. If they know what you're going to do, then they can tell you how stupid, how ignorant, how foolish you are for what you're planning to do. So they can discourage you from doing it, and they can have the control. If they know what you know, then they can convince you that what you know is not accurate. That's not true. That's not the truth. Only what they tell you is the truth, and only you can believe them. If they can convince you not to know what you know, then they can twist up your thinking, control you mentally, and then they are in control. You see? So it's all about the information. If you protect the information, if you cut off the information, you don't tell them what you know or what you're going to do or what you did, then they don't have those points of control on which they can control you, on which they can manipulate you, with which they can abuse you. And they're going to find themselves scrambling and confused. But remember, you also must cut off access to your emotions. How do you do that? Well, how do they know your emotions? They know your emotions through your behavior. It's through your facial expressions, through your voice, through what you do. If you slam a cabinet, then you're mad, then they know your emotion. If you smile, if you laugh, then they know you're happy. If you frown, you look upset, then they know you're upset. So how do you cut them off from your emotions? You have to stop smiling, stop frowning, stop looking angry, stop slamming cabinets, stop yelling. And experts call this gray rocking, because you're just going to behave like a boring, cold, gray rock. No color, no energy, no spice, no flavor, nothing. Just emotionless. Not sad, just emotionless. No reactions, nothing. Why do you have to do this? Because they need access to your emotions so that they can abuse you. Right? They don't know how to make you mad if they don't know if you're mad or you're not mad. They need the emotions, right? So they become experts at reading your eyes and reading your expressions. So when they see you're happy, they go, okay, time to get to work and destroy their happiness. But if they don't know that you're happy, then they don't know what to do. So you're cutting off their access to abuse you. You're taking their power back. You're keeping it contained inside your being. So only you know how you feel. You never show them. When the door's closed, you can smile all you want. You can laugh all you want. You can be yourself. You can relax. But as soon as they're around, they're gone. Oh, yeah, girl, I'll tell you. Blah, blah, blah. They're around. I'll call you back. Nothing. They can have nothing. They cannot have any information. Change all your passwords. Every week, change them again. Because they are petty. They will watch. They'll put the cameras up. They'll do anything to get some piece of information, because without these things, they have no power. And so now, when they see that you got all these defenses up, they're going to have to pull out their big guns. Please understand, friends, you are at war. You've decided not to leave this house. You said, Roman, it's not possible. It's not possible. I have to be in the same house with them. Okay. But understand, their goal is to destroy you. They were at first playing the long game on destroying you. Now that they don't have any access to you, they're scrambling. So they're going to try to play the short game at destroying you. What does that mean? Their next move is to use a smear campaign. Smear campaign is going to be a way of destroying your reputation. So they've already been grooming their friends and family to think negatively about you. But since they're realizing they can't manipulate you and control you anymore, their best chance is to get you completely destroyed in the eyes of everyone else. And so hopefully you'll realize that you are inferior to them, and you will break down your defenses, and they will once again be on top. And by the way, they will test your defenses. They will test your gray rock. They will try to make you angry. They'll try to get you upset. They just got to stay just totally unaffected. Keep the conversation short, because there's really no point to them. Stick to necessary business. The electric bill came today. And keep yourself away from them, even in the house. Just kind of move to where you don't have to be around the negative energy, because you got to protect your own energy. Okay? So once they realize they got no access points, then they're going to go to the friends and family. And what they have to do here is they have to make up a story, but in order to make up a story, they're going to need something that's truish, and then they twist the truish thing and make it sound worse than it really is, and then that way they can make you look bad, but nobody, you can't say they're lying because they kind of, so they go into what information source they have from the last 10 years. They go through their file cabinet. Okay, let me see, because they're always at war, so they've been preparing for this. So okay, let me see, how can I destroy my empath here? Here I go. Yes, they told me this deep dark secret about 2 years ago. Okay, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll spin it, right? And depending on who they are, they're going to do it differently. So if it's your parents, right, then they got to make you look like a bad son or a bad daughter, right? So now they're going to go out and just be like, we don't know what to do with Tammy. She's just such a lost cause. I don't know. And then they pull out that fact from high school or your college days and be like, yeah, she was doing drugs. In reality, they found out one time you did one thing, right? But then they take that one time you did one thing and they twist it. Yeah, with the drug problem. I don't know if you knew about the drug problem. That's what they'll do. And so it's all a smear campaign to get everyone like, oh my gosh, right? And then these people then may or may not come to you. So they might avoid you or they might come to you, and then they're in a triangulation, which is where a third party is now a part of the abuse, but they don't know. So they're coming to you like, hey, I heard things are bad. What's wrong, Tammy? How is everything, Tammy? Are you okay, Tammy? See, I've been hearing a lot of things. It seems like, your parents really love you. They just really want the best for you, right? Does this all sound familiar? It's the triangulation situation. It's all a war tactic. Roman, are ego paths this extra? Yes. They have been doing this since they were little babies. It seems kind of unreal, doesn't it? Have you ever seen someone perform a sleight of hand? They will literally just take something and just do this whole thing, and then they'll like make it disappear, and they do all that, and you're just like, oh my God, that's so amazing. How do they do that? How do they actually do that? It's not actual magic. How do they actually make a penny look like it came out of nowhere? Just practice, right? They just practice really slickly putting it right here and then holding it like that. And then it just came out of nowhere. It's practice. How long have they been practicing? For years. Most magicians, when you ask them, they don't say, oh yeah, I was working at the 7-Eleven and then I decided I would become a magician. No. They've been doing that their entire lives. They're like, yes, since I was a child, I wanted to do this. That's when I started practicing. That's what narcissists are. They're like these sleight of hand magicians, but they've been practicing manipulating people for that long. So if you're wondering, how are they like this? How are they so good? It's been since they've been 2-3 years old. They had diapers on and they were manipulating people. That's how they are. Accept the reality. So how do you survive the smear campaign? Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. So next week, we'll talk about how to survive a narcissistic smear campaign, how to protect ourselves in that situation when everyone's thinking that there's something bad about us. But I do want to mention a couple things because this is going to look a little bit different for each person. If it's your husband, he might attack and do the smear campaign to try to make you look crazy. If it's your wife or your girlfriend and you're a male, she might try to attack and make you look like you're an abuser or you're a predator or you're in some way abusing her, right? So be aware of the different tactics that these narcissists will use. And I look forward to having this, finishing this discussion next week, talking about how to survive a smear campaign. That will be on Wednesday.